Good morning. Hello and welcome. I am John Rodstrom, the mayor of Broward County. I want to welcome you all here this morning. Thank you. Today we will make history. But before we do, if I could ask everybody to please rise so we can pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let me start this morning by introducing the elected officials that are here. And I did not receive a sign-in sheet, so I don't know who's here and who's not. So I guess to do this in an orderly fashion, first let me recognize my colleagues on the Board of County Commissioners, Suzanne Gunsberger, the Honorable Stacy Ritter, and the Honorable Lois Wexler, no, and Honorable Suzanne Gunsberger. I hate titles. Lois Wexler, Chip LaMarca, Barbara Sharif, Eileen Lieberman, Dale Holness, and Kristen Jacobs. Thank you all. And our County Administrator, Bertha Henry. She's the one with the purse strings. Anyway, now, we have a number of elected officials. If I could ask the judiciary to please stand up in the audience that's here today. Judge Weinstein, Judge Barron, morning. So nice to have you all here. Thank you. And I see our state attorney here, Mike Satz. I saw our public defender, Howard Finkelstein, in the back. Our clerk of court, Howard Foreman. Our chief judge, Peter Weinstein. State Senator, yes, Eleanor Sobel. Have I missed anybody? Jack Seiler, the Honorable Mayor, and he'll be speaking, so you'll see him in a moment. Thank you. And City Commissioner, how could I forget Charlotte Rodstrom? The history of Broward County Courthouse over the years tells a story of an ever-changing Broward County, whose main courthouse and branches now serve a county of nearly 2 million people. The first courthouse was built in 1915 and housed in what then called the Old Dade School, located in Fort Lauderdale. At the time, the population was just over 4,700 people, and Broward County became a county, housed in between Miami and Palm Beach County. In 1928, the second courthouse was built here, where we stand today, and at the northwest corner of Southeast 6th Street and 3rd Avenue. All agencies of the Broward County Government Center were housed in the new courthouse, and at the time, the population increased to a whopping 20,000 persons. Ironically, the courthouse cornerstone was a high bell tower that housed the courthouse clock. The new tower is on the horizon. Expansion of that courthouse began in 1955, and a 4-story west wing, followed by further expansion in 1961, when the tower was demolished and the old and new additions were combined into one main building. In 1960, Broward County's population quadrupled to 334,000 residents, 405 members of the bar, and a whopping 5 Broward Circuit Court judges. In 1995, the North Judicial Complex building was completed, joining 3 satellite courthouses, South Regional, West Regional, and North Regional. 52 years later, the main and largest part of the courthouse will again make history, and today we're all part of that history. With the groundbreaking today, we paved the way for the future of Broward County. The new 20-story, 741,000 square foot courthouse will be built on this site. It was a long road that brought us here. Original proposals were scaled down and then scaled down again. Commissioners worked for years to find a suitable solution for the many judges, lawyers, the clerk of court, and the courthouse employees who begged us for a new updated building. Through the hard work of my colleagues on the County Commission, most notably Stacy Ritter and Eileen Lieberman of our County Advisory Task Force, which you will hear from in a few minutes, we found a way to build a new courthouse, create a feasible design and a financial plan. And by 2015, the new courthouse will serve a population that will be almost 2 million people. We have to look forward to is a modern, sturdy, state-of-the-art, energy-efficient, and secure courthouse, one that will provide adequate space for those who work here, reliable infrastructure, and better accessibility and comfort for the 1,000 people and jurors who visit the courthouse each day. In addition, the new courthouse project, which includes the new tower, east wing renovations, and a 500-car parking garage, and other related construction projects are also moving forward, including a new 5-story, 1,000-car garage near the corner of Andrews Avenue and 7th Street, which is scheduled for completion in 2013. I want to say thanks and congratulate my colleagues who made the decisions, the very hard decisions, to move this project forward. It took years of debate, discussions sometimes heated and not so pleasant, and workshops that led to us being here today. Let us take note that a courthouse is more than a structure. What happens inside the courthouses throughout America is the foundation of United States democracy that supports our U.S. Constitution. It is here where laws are interpreted, enforced, and the rights of the American people are upheld, and we hope in earnest, and true justice is served. All of us today will be part of that legacy, and we share the celebration and have great pride for this new courthouse. With that, please, let me now introduce our next speaker, Commissioner Stacy Ritter.
Good morning, everybody. What a great day in Broward County, and a really great day to be a Broward County Commissioner. Throughout history, the building that bound a community together and stood for what is right in our society was the county courthouse. Rich or poor, everyone went there to get his or her day in court. In most communities, everyone knows where the courthouse is and knows someone who works there. Broward County is a special community, a melting pot of young and old, vibrant families from New York to Port-au-Prince. All deserve a county courthouse of which to be proud. During my term as mayor of Broward County, the issue of replacing the old building had been discussed, debated, and voted on for years and years. Nothing happened, lawsuits were filed, and floods and other things routinely shut down the building. I believed we needed to address our aging building and develop a plan that had broad community support. I created the Broward County Courthouse Task Force and asked my good friend, Commissioner Eileen Lieberman, to chair it. I knew Eileen would have the respect of all the political, legal, and civic community leaders who served on it. Through her hard work and the vision of many like Senator and now Chief Judge and my friend, Peter Weinstein, we were able to take a controversial issue, vet it thoroughly, and develop a plan to build a new courthouse. I mentioned the work of Commissioner Lieberman and Judge Weinstein, and there are many more who served on the task force and gave of themselves. I want to pay special acknowledgement to 3 people who spent countless hours figuring a way to build a new building within our budgetary constraints. First, I want to thank the Mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Jack Seiler, for speeding this process through. Without your vision, guidance, and leadership, this project would not be what it is today. And I want to thank you personally. We have a long history together, both in the legislature and now in local government, and I want to thank you for working with us on this. But not enough credit goes to our County Administrator, Bertha Henry, and former Assistant County Administrator, Pete Corwin. Without their efforts, wisdom, experience, and a touch of humanity, we would not be here today. Thank you, Bertha. We all owe you a debt of gratitude. So, let's go. Let's put that shovel in the ground and start to create a special place where everyone has their day in court in comfort and in safety. Thank you.
The next speaker is Eileen Lieberman, but before she comes up here, I would like to recognize our Sheriff, Al Lamberti, I understand is here. Hello, Sheriff. Good morning. Commissioner Eileen Lieberman.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. You know, unless you're a plaintiff, a defendant, a juror, a judge, an attorney, a JA, a bailiff, you may not be familiar with the condition of the courthouse. Probably some of our biggest supporters have come from those people who've been called for jury duty and saw the state of the courthouse, where on a good day, most of the elevators are working. The task force was a great idea and brought together people from all different perspectives, judges, support personnel, as well as members of the public and attorneys. That task force worked very diligently, and the first question that we looked at is, should we refurbish the existing courthouse? Should we build a new one? It may shock you all to learn that the analysis performed actually showed it was less expensive to build a new courthouse than to try and fix the problems in the old one, which is why we're here today. Not enough credit can be given to Pete Corwin. I'm so sorry he's not with us today. Countless hours were spent by Pete, not only in each task force meeting, but before and after, based on the input that he received from task force members to make sure that the whole plan worked. Bertha, I know that you were there with him and making sure that he had the time to guide us in this process, and I thank you for that as well. You know, you always get in trouble when you call out people, but there are two I just really need to call out, actually three. I want to thank the former Chief Judge Vic Tobin and the former Court Administrator Carol Ortman. I can't count the number of times that they called for a meeting with us because they looked at the plans and they wanted to make sure they were workable, that the cost was brought down to something reasonable, and they took it as a personal mission. I can't thank the current Chief Judge, Peter Weinstein, enough either. From the very beginning, he took interest in this committee before he was even Chief Judge, and he has guided it to the place that we are today. Without the support of the judiciary, we wouldn't be where we are today. Here's what's fascinating about the new building. What the voters rejected was a building roughly much larger than the one we have today, because the 741,000 square foot courthouse that we will build on the site that we're at, the cost of that is roughly 2/3 of the cost that we originally thought would be necessary when we went to the voters to ask for a bond issue. We were able to use Build America bonds, which reduces the cost so much it's actually cheaper to use that than to do a general revenue obligation bond. In looking at this, I want to thank the clerk of the court, the state attorney, the public defender, all of whom were asked a critical question by Pete Corwin. Can you get along with less space? Is there any way we can bring the size of your space down? And they all worked with us, and everyone did a great job. I want to tell you how much fun it'll be to go in the courthouse and know that all the elevators are working for a change. None of the escalators are down. No one is complaining because there's a backup of products in their courtroom where the air conditioning is down for extended periods. All of those have impaired the use of the current courthouse. None of them will be a problem in the new courthouse. In addition, the new courthouse will be LEED certified, so it will not only save us money in building it, it will save us money in maintenance over the long term. With 14 brand new working elevators and 6 working escalators, it will be very easy to get to a courtroom in the future. It'll also have 77 finished courtrooms with additional space for expansion, so we won't be in the same position that we were before we decided to build the new courthouse, and it'll have an emergency generator, so business will go on no matter what the condition. I want you to know that when this building opens in 2015, you will have a courthouse to be proud of, a working courthouse that will stand the test of time. And I truly look forward to that opening, and I truly want to thank the members of the task force, my colleagues on the Board of County Commissioner, Mayor Seiler, who no matter what the problem was, said, really? I can fix that. And so all of you, a big thank you from all of us for making today happen. Thank you.
If I could just take a moment to introduce the Courthouse Task Force Advisory Committee members. Some of them may be here. Margaret Bates, Howard Finkelstein, Chip Lamarca, Linda O'Neill, Eugene Pettis, Victor Tobin, Scott Chitoff, Howard Foreman, Eileen Lieberman, Carol Ann Ortman, Stacy Ritter, Peter Weinstein, Greg Durden, Jose Aquariodo, Chuck Morton, Jeff Ostrow, and Mayor Seiler. Thank you all for your help there. I would also like to acknowledge our former colleague, Commissioner Jim Scott, who was on the County Commission during much of this time. Thank you, Jim. I'd next like to introduce the Mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Jack Seiler.
Well, good morning. And it truly is a good morning in the city of Fort Lauderdale and in downtown and in all of Broward County. When you think about where we're going to be in 3 years, when you think about what is going to be where we are now and what's going to be in this whole complex, you realize there is a bright new day ahead of us here in Broward County. So I woke up this morning, I thought this really is a wonderful morning, a great day to break ground on a new courthouse. Before I go further, I just noticed, though, one of the individuals with us today really just achieved a monumental position with the Florida Bar, the new president of the Florida Bar, Gene Pettis. Gene, can we just recognize you? Congratulations on your accomplishment. But two things came to mind this morning. The first thing that came to mind is just saying thank you. Thank you to the County Commission. Thank you to Stacy for your leadership. Thank you to Eileen for your stewardship. Thank you to the whole County Commission for doing what's best for Broward County. You know, too many times you get the emails and you get the letters and you get the communications criticizing an action that you have taken. Well, I can tell you on behalf of the city of Fort Lauderdale, on behalf of the residents of Broward County, we say thank you. Thank you for strong leadership. Thank you for a commitment to our future. And most importantly, thank you for a commitment to justice. Because that's the second thing that comes to mind when we're talking about breaking ground on this building. What comes to mind to me is that justice will be served in this building. Justice will be served whether it be by the state attorney's office prosecuting a case or the public defender's office defending a case, or a family coming in for some relief, or a plaintiff or a defendant. And in the state of Florida over the last couple of years, we've lost sense of justice. We've lost sight of what justice means. Justice was created under our Constitution as a system of three separate but equal branches. Well, I will tell you that we see how strong the executive branch is, we see how strong the legislative branch is, but we have forgotten the value and the importance of the judicial branch. The fact that the judicial branch has to be that third separate but equal branch of government. And they have fought underfunding in Tallahassee for years. They have fought underfunding from all walks of life. And today we say here in Broward County that our Constitution means something, that justice means something, and that the men and women who wear the robes mean something. This is what our system is all about, that they will be able to dispense justice in a fair and meaningful way in a facility that is convenient, that is safe, and is secure. So as I say thank you, I also just say thanks again to everybody for believing in our Constitution, believing in our system of justice. Judge Weinstein, I think you're going to have a wonderful new courthouse for the men and women who serve this county and have served so well. I know Judge Tobin worked very hard on this. Judge Ross worked very hard on this. And on behalf of everybody, again, thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor, for your remarks. Our last speaker is the Honorable Peter Weinstein, our Chief Judge. Hello, Peter. Good to see you.
Good morning, everyone. I guess I must be a little taller than some of the other people there. Before I begin my remarks, I'd like to pause for a moment and remember Judge Stan Kaplan, who passed away Saturday and who served this circuit with honor and distinction for so many years. Judge Kaplan will certainly be missed, but always remembered. I first walked into the Broward County Courthouse in 1976. The brand new state attorney, newly elected, Michael Satz's office, applying for a job. By the way, I did get the job, and that started my legal career here in Broward County. So thank you, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a great day in the history of Broward County. After serving the public for over 50 years, we are retiring our outdated and worn-out courthouse with a new building that will provide a safe working environment for everyone who walks through its doors. I do not have to discuss all of the problems the old courthouse suffered. To suffice it to say, it's time to replace it. I would like to extend, on behalf of all the judges, the employees, the sheriff's department, the public defenders, the state attorneys, and every juror who works in the building, the warmest congratulations to the Broward County Commission for going forward on this important project. There are two commissioners here today with whom I've worked closely who deserve special recognition. The first is Commissioner Stacy Ritter, who as mayor established a task force to study the needs and plan for a new building. I was honored to serve with many of Broward's distinguished citizens in completing the assignment. The second and equally important is Commissioner Eileen Lieberman, who chaired the Courthouse Task Force and skillfully led the members through the study. And Commissioner Lieberman explained the study, extensive investigation of all the possibilities occurred, and I congratulate all of the task force members. I welcome here today, in addition, and he's already been mentioned, but former Chief Judge Victor Tobin, who served on the task force with me, and I don't see Carol Lee Ortman, but we remember all of her work and her many, many years of service. And I'd also like to acknowledge our new trial court administrator, Kathy Pugh, who's just had her first anniversary as trial court administrator. Kathy, welcome as well. I also want to acknowledge the judges who are here today. Now, when the judges were asked to stand up, you didn't see a tremendous number, but there's a very good reason for that. They're working right next door in the old building, conducting hundreds and hundreds of hearings. So please forgive them, but justice must go on, and almost every one of them is conducting a full trial docket this morning. The administration of justice is the glue that holds our democracy together. Today, we are embarking on a new project to serve our county and its people for many years to come. May this new building serve as a beacon of justice to all.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a special guest with us, Jerry Zublicki from the Fort Lauderdale Children's Theater, who's going to sing God Bless America for us. Come on forward.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Quite a singer. We'll have to get Jeremy back to the Board of County Commission meetings to spice them up a bit. Thank you so much, Jeremy. We are now ready for the groundbreaking. We have our shovelers we're picking up their hard hats.
pray.